What is up, everybody? Sorry for being a little bit late. Today I had I think it's been like 3 weeks. No, it hasn't been 3 weeks. It's been like a week and a half since I did one of these lunch songs live, and that means, of course, in that week and a half, everything has to go wrong. Technically, I had this awful buzz coming out of my speakers over here. I needed to get a new extension cord, which you can see is over there. It's a very neat. I keep a tidy room, as you can see. Anyways, I think I have the technical glitches behind me, and now it's just time for the human glitches. So I'm gonna play, probably like 3 or 4 songs. I don't have a whole lot of time today because I basically just spent a half hour trying to get sound going. But here goes. I'm gonna do "Lonely People." Lonely people, don't you cry. Oh, I should say, if you're at home, there's a call and response part, which you can shout out as you like. If you're at work, freak out your neighbor. Here it goes. Lonely people, don't you cry. Lonely people, don't you cry. Don't you cry. 'Cause even crippled birds can teach themselves to fly. Lonely people, don't you cry. Heartsick people, don't give up. Don't give up. Heartsick people, don't give up. Don't give up. 'Cause the rain that's falling now could fill your empty cup. Heartsick people, don't give up. When you finally learn to love, the lady luck is laid beside you. When you finally promise to be true, you might find in time that life can still surprise you. But she's no longer loving you, 'cause you turned and walked away one too many times. When you thought her love was always here to stay. Finally learn to love, the lady luck is laid beside you. Finally promise to be true. You might find in time that life can still surprise you. She's no longer loving you, 'cause you turned and walked away one too many times. When you thought her love was always here to stay. So hopeless people, dry your eyes. Dry your eyes. Hopeless people, dry your eyes. Dry your eyes. 'Cause every ending's a new beginning in disguise. Hopeless people, dry your eyes. Even crippled birds can teach themselves to fly. Lonely people, don't you cry. Hello, Galen. Nice to see you as well. Yeah, it's good to be back. What did I do? Last week I was in Oregon for the week, which meant I was both at work in the office all day and didn't really have my setup. And then the week before was 4th of July, so I think I did one on Tuesday for that, and then took the actual 4th of July off. So it feels like a while. Let's see. Keelan, you have a question. Okay, you have a question and I don't have to answer it publicly. Well, that's kind. I feel no pressure. Okay, here's the question from Keelan. I listened carefully to the backing vocals of Morning Edition. Is that a harmonizer? Their vocals are so tight and high. Oh, well, that's a compliment. No, it's not a harmonizer. That's just, I think, a lot of me. I probably did like my usual thing of like doubling the first harmony and then doing like a higher one and doubling. I can't exactly remember what I did on that song. But yeah, it would just be a bunch of me. And the funny thing about that song, I think you actually might have commented on this, that you really like the acoustic guitar sounds. That entire song, I was a little insecure about because I recorded it, all of it on this thing, which is just kind of like a piece of shit. Well, it's not a piece of shit. It's like an okay USB microphone. But it's like I needed to get that song out quick, and that's what I had at the time, so I made it on that. But thanks, thank you for the Morning Edition compliment. Speaking of, I'm pretty sure Gielan, you know who Kevin Bruner is, friend of mine, and we joke about all the time that you should never play wearing shorts. You should only play in pants, jeans, trousers, things of the like. And I'll have a reveal here. I have something on, but I'm wearing shorts. Kevin would be ashamed. I'm wearing shorts because I still have yet to put air conditioning in this room, which is why I'm already sweating, and it's only going to get worse. So now that I've got like my technical stuff basically set up again in a working order, I need to put the AC in and run that for a little while before I do these launch songs live. But we'll see. We'll see if I get to that by Thursday. So I had a great... Keelan, you've played in shorts? Just kidding. Obviously, I'm a hypocrite. So I had a fun... My friend is texting me. I had a fun week last week. Super, super busy. I was out in Oregon. So for the week, I was going to work every day at CD Baby, and usually, I'm out there infrequently enough that when I am out there, it's just wall-to-wall meetings and all that, which is great because otherwise I'm just working at home and getting antisocial and strange. So it's good to be around other human beings. Anyways, so that's kind of the reason for being out there. But usually when I'm out there for work, I double up and either do like recording or play a bunch of gigs. And this time around, it was the former. I recorded 3 nights with my friend Edwin, finishing up some vocals for an album that we're working on that I'm really, really excited about. But anyways, that's kind of a teaser because it probably won't actually be done until like 2020. I mean, the music will be done, but it won't be out until next year. I do have a record coming out soonish, hopefully in the next like month and a half. But I'll give you all the details on that once I actually solidify them. I'm also really terrible at saying that things are going to be out and then like 6 months go by. Anyways, so I got back from that trip from Oregon and with a suitcase of like, like when you pack for something like that, you bring your favorite clothes and your best pants and like, not like I'm a picture of fashion, as you can see, but the clothes I like to wear. And that meant by the time I got back, they were all dirty, and I had to do laundry, but I hadn't been here for a week. So during the day, I really wanted to hang out with my daughter and, catch up. So I didn't do laundry. And then that night, my wife and I had tickets to go see Tig Notaro. So laundry never got done. And as I'm trying to pick out clothes to wear for Tig, looking in my closet, I have like no jeans, no nothing. So then you do that thing where you like pull out the clothes that have been sitting there for 6 years, totally unworn. And I had a brand new pair of khaki pants with the tags and stuff still on them. So I took the tags off and put my khaki pants on. And I said, okay, well, here we go. Wearing khaki pants again. Brand new pair. And went to Tig Notaro. So my wife and I are sitting in the audience, and she's telling this joke about having kind of a health emergency, and her wife calls 911, and an EMT comes. And I don't want to, tell you what's funny about the joke or anything, because she's a comedian, and I don't want to ruin it if you go see her. But anyways, it factors into the joke that the EMT has a mustache just like this one. And anyway, so long story short, that got me up on stage with Tig Notaro, which is pretty awesome. I jumped up and stood there awkwardly and shook her hand, and we, I think we became best friends and bonded, but really I probably said 4 words. And then she sent me on my way. But what was funny about it, once I was on stage, we realized we were the exact same height. We had the exact same outfit on. It's like we were in a uniform. She had pretty much identical khaki pants, and we both had dark, gray, blue t-shirts. It was awesome. It was we were on a team. And then I got sent back to my seat, and then later in the show, she has this thing where she's using a keyboard, and it was malfunctioning. So she was like, "Does anyone play keyboard?" So my wife was like, "He does." So, and he was like, "Chris, get back up." So anyways, I fixed her keyboard. I think at least that's what 2,000 people watching thought. I actually think she fixed it right as I was about to hit the same button. But anyways, so I got to be on stage twice with Tig Notaro, which was cool. And anyways, I told a super short version of that story on Facebook yesterday, and all these people are like, "Oh, are you on tour with her? Did you play songs?" It's like, no. It's not for any talent I have. It's just for accidentally having the same mustache as the guy in her joke. Anyways, enough about Tig, except you should go see her comedy tour. I don't know how much longer it's going on, but it was hilarious. Anyways, let's see. I'm going to play a song called Louise, 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 Louise. Hey, Ernst, how's it going? Hello to Austria. The morning after I was in the living room, sifting through the life you've left behind you. Right at dawn, the lamplight came on. It always set to fire on a timer. If a joke's mostly heartache plus time, then this broken heart has to be mine. But I ain't sure what it's breaking for. I guess I'm waiting for the punchline. Oh, Louise, 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 losing you has put me ill at ease. But maybe years from now, my tears, maybe they will give way by degrees. 'Cause every hurt has to, don't it, lose out to laughter. From miles around they came to hear me speak. So many, some were sitting in the rafters. And Mark Twain, he explained why some things ain't funny till long after. If a joke's mostly heartache plus time, then your pain might be part of the design. And it makes kind of sense to leave us in suspense while we're waiting for the punchline. Oh, Louise, Louise, Louise,
my tears, and maybe they will give way by degrees, 'cause every hurt has to, don't it, lose out to laughter. Now I've packed the house up into boxes. Now I have to figure what it meant. Now I have to find little laughs are left behind. I'm pretty sure they're all at my expense. If a joke's mostly heartache plus time, waiting like a field full of mines, hidden in the grass until someone stumbles past, and you just have to hear the punchline. Oh, Louise, 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 losing you has put me ill at ease. Maybe years from now, my tears, and maybe they will give way by degrees, 'cause every hurt has to, don't it, lose out to laughter.
Right. So this morning before my wife went to work, I was really excited to get a rough mix of one of the songs I was working on last week in Oregon, and like still a very rough mix. There's a couple instruments we need to add, but anyways, my wife was like confused. She was confused by it because she has always heard it as this kind of somewhat depressing folk song. And you've probably heard me play it. It's the song "There's a Bird," and she was like, when she heard the recording, she's like, "It sounds like country rock." And I was like, "Cool," but she kind of hates country rock. All that being said, it's awesome. It's gonna be sweet when it comes out, and I'll play that song in its folky original context.
There's a bird who fishes with a rope tied around its little bird throat, catches everything it can and brings it to the man standing on his little wooden boat. It's by habit I'm still waking up at 4, 'cause that's when I got used to Linda coming through the door. I heat up something from the fridge, talk about the bills and kids, trade the keys, and then I drive out to the shore. Danny said a real man provides, that the pressure and the purpose is his biggest point of pride. But the people we work for are paying less and keeping more, so I can't afford a funeral for my bride. But there's a bird who fishes with a rope tied around its little bird throat, catches everything it can and brings it to the man standing on his little wooden boat. Some people work their fingers to the bone. Other people share an office and feel equally alone. Some roll $20 bills to buy a sandwich bag of pills. It leaves them empty as the summer people's homes. Woo! Now on the best of days, I can sleep till 5. Throw an Eggo in the toaster, eat it while I drive. I hope my daughters, they can make their own breakfast, and by 8 they're waiting for a school bus to arrive. There's a bird who fishes with a rope tied around its little bird throat. And the granting of that wish just to have one little fish dangles like an unresolved note. There's a bird who fishes with a rope tied around its little bird throat. And I guess that you could say it was captive to the waves. It preferred a little certainty to hope.
Thanks, Keelan. Wow, Keelan, you're watching me on 2 platforms right now. You are, I think you win the award for most engaged. Although now I'm picturing you having them both on mute and you're just at the piano playing Bartok. Thank you. Yeah, let's see. All right, now that I'm already a sweaty mess, I might as well play a couple more songs. I have until 3. And then, yeah, I've been away for a while, but I want to get back into doing this every Tuesday and Thursday. So if you have requests of even cover songs, that's totally fine. I like the challenge of trying to learn stuff. Let me know. Leave them in the comments. And yeah, let's see. I'm going to do a song I have never played before. And it's a bit of a strange story. This is a song that I started recording almost 10 years ago and went through like various periods of totally like ignoring it for years at a time. And I realized it was because I hated the lyrics. And because I hated the lyrics, I thought I sang it very strangely. And something just never felt right about it. So I said, you know what? The producer, engineer, my friend Jeff Saltzman was like, you shouldn't give up on this song. It's so cool. There's so many interesting parts and things happening. And I was like, I know what we'll do. We'll turn it into like a novelty song, like an instrumental novelty song with like a pedal steel and like a cheesy organ, like almost like hold music, like some sort of new wave funk mixed with like hold music. So we tried it, and my friend Paul recorded on it, and it was like he did cool stuff, but it was a little jokey, like too jokey, which I guess was the point. It's not his fault. I sent him in a completely terrible direction. And Jeff just said, you know what? Just stop trying to like force this to be something and just be patient and write some lyrics and like give it another go. And so I did. And like once I realized I should completely go into the song lyrically in a different way, I fell back in love with the music and I liked the lyrics and they came quickly and I sang it all in about 2 hours and now it's done. He's mixing it. So it's way, way more rockin' than this, but I guess that's my disclaimer for almost everything I play on Lunch Songs Live with my acoustic guitar. The song is called The Holy Go-Between, and like I said, I've only ever played it years and years and years ago live, singing the old lyrics and the old melody. So we'll see how I do combining, bookending the decades and then moving those bookends together. Decades. It was just a decade.
They don't touch it all because the wall keeps them always separate but near. Now it's just you and me and the holy go-between. Who told you to be lonely and free as a lullaby? Like a lullaby sung by the tongue-tied stars up in the sky. They go na 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 na. It's why, that's why, that's why. See the way the birds fly south and the sockeyes swim upstream. And can you be the words that haunt your mouth? That's good, because now we're gonna tell you what they mean. It's just you and me and the holy go-between. You to be lonely and free as a lullaby, like a lullaby sung by the tongue-tied stars up in the sky. They go na 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 na. It's why, that's why. That's why. Ooh, oh, like a lullaby. It's just a lullaby. Like a lullaby. It's just a lullaby. It goes na 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 na. It goes na 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 na. It goes na 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 na.
All right, little rough at the end there. I gotta get that
like a lullaby.
There we go.
Just a lullaby. It's like a lullaby.
Yeah, all right. Next time I'll get it. So that is going to be on a record called The Secret Society Sessions that I hope to get out in the next month and a half to 2 months. And it'll have some stuff you might have already heard, some things I've released as singles. 1 + 1 + 1 = 3, Collapsing Star, Let You Go, and Irretrievable Beauty will all be on it. That song's going to be on it. A couple other ones. And that's, like I said, that's stuff I started recording like almost 10 years ago. And kind of worked at it a little bit, put it away for a while, worked at it a little more, put it away for like years at a time. And it was almost like that last song. I wanted to put it all out together, and I didn't want to abandon that song, but I hadn't figured out how to make it work yet. So like the rest of the album has just been waiting for that song to catch up, and it's fucking ready now. Which is exciting for me because I also have like many other albums in the works, and once I get that one out, I'm gonna be excited to put out that the one from There's a Bird that one's gonna be on, which if you've heard me talking about stuff is the one where I've sent folky demos to a band in Oregon and asked them to screw them all up in interesting ways, and it worked out. It's like this really cool hybrid of lyric-driven folk Americana as like a blueprint, but then filled in with all this cool ambient electronic texture, and so I mean I'm really excited for that one. Yeah, and while I'm talking about albums, thanks Galen, thanks so much. I do write about a lot of things. I don't think I write about everything. I'm sure you could think of a topic I've never covered, and then that will be the challenge. Try to write something about, I mean, depending on what you say, but maybe give me an idea. All right, I'm going to do one more song here, but before I do, I wanted to mention, 1 second. As I'm giving all these details about new albums, I just want to make sure I do not neglect this one right here, The Great Make Believer. I'm giving this record away. I have been for about 6 months or so, maybe. And it's because I want people to hear it. And if you help me cover the shipping and handling costs, I'll sign it, send it to you along with a few other little goodies, like a small kind of essay about the record. It's an album that means quite a bit to me. So I want people to have it, and I don't want, I know we're in this digital age where everyone can get everything on Apple Music and Spotify and stuff, but it still means something to me to have the thing in your hand, and I want to make sure you have it too. So if you want to get that record, go to go.chrisrobley.com. Go.chrisrobley.com. I'll send it to you. That song "Lonely People" I played at the very beginning of this is on there. All right, I'm gonna do a song that, speaking of albums, is from a session I recently did, and I have no idea when I'll actually get back to that session to put this stuff out. But I like it quite a lot. Basically, the intent of that recording session was to do just extremely stripped down, like as close to just me and a guitar as possible. Well, it was possible. I could have just left it at that, but you always have things you want to add here and there. So, but I tried to keep that to a bare minimum, and at some point I'll get back in to finish that session and put these songs out too. But this is called, I think it's going to be called "The Canyon." If my mom ends up catching this broadcast on the replay, she's going to leave a comment about how I need to put my friggin' AC window unit in already, because I just looked at the screen and I'm drenched. Gielan, do I write the lyrics before music or both together? I come at it all different ways depending on the first idea I get, I guess. If I if I do like lyrics and music at the same time, it's usually only for like a chunk of the song that comes to me in that moment. Like maybe I get a verse idea with some words. Once I have that, I just set the music aside and then, try to take that shape of the melody and add different lyrics to it so I don't keep singing the same thing over and over. I used to, when I think my music was more complex and had way more chords in it, and I guess it was more ambitious in a compositional sense. That music tended to start with the music and the lyrics, and then it takes me once I have the music first, it takes me a really long time to write the words because I'm pretty stubborn to sticking to the melody that I came up with, which limits what you can say, as opposed to what I've been doing more recently, which is starting with the words with just a rhythm in my head, and then finding the music later. And I think that creates a little bit more of like a conversational kind of song, maybe. So I feel like that's where my music has been headed over the past few years. And it's kind of like a lot of the stuff I've been playing on Lunch Songs Live. It's a little more folky, finger-picky stuff. And once I put Secret Society sessions out in a month and a half, which is going to be very like new wavy, full band rock kind of stuff, I'll get around to putting this stuff out, which is sort of, it's weird that I don't have recorded music out there or much. I guess Louise is sort of like that. That was released as a single, but it's weird to not have something representing where I feel like I've been for a few years musically. So, yeah. Hey, Stuart, how's it going? Stuart, I got an ad. I saw one of your ads in Instagram. I think it was in Instagram stories, maybe. And it was one of those things like when you're scrolling through, and I scrolled through it real quick, and then I realized I saw your name and like a picture of a field, I think. And I was like, oh shit, I want to see what that is. And then because it was an ad, I missed my opportunity. I tried going back, but like ads and stories don't work that way. So, I guess all that to say, what is it? Is it an album? What are you advertising? I would like to know.
There's a groove in Mama's mattress that proves it's where you slept. As quiet and as deep as the secrets you kept. Mama's looking for the truth still. Oh, but I don't know what for. It's powerful and useless as pure alcohol. But touch the answers, and the questions must obey. Ooh, 'cause the canyon's just the land that the rivers washed away. Every missing birthday, every time you didn't call, well, Mama scrubbed away all the writing on the wall. And I've blown out every candle, but still smoke is in the air. Proof of a flame that isn't even there. You're the sand and clay that's swept into the bay. Ooh, when a canyon's just the land that the rivers washed away. Memories, they ain't exactly factual. There's something like a song with harmonies both absentee and actual. There's somewhere between here and gone. Fire in the hillside and no sirens on the rocks, but I could hear Pandora unlatching all those locks. And you crept back in my mind now like wind through a screen. Impossible and near as a dream I just dreamed. Sure as night now is longing for the day. Ooh, where the canyon's just the land that the rivers washed away. And there is one word I never hear you say. Ooh, but a canyon's just the land that the rivers washed away.
It's that habitual thing of wanting to say thank you every time you end a song, even though I can't hear. It's not like there's applause in this room. I should do that though. I should have like a canned laugh track kind of thing for applause. And every time I bow and say thank you, you can hear them as well. But seriously, if you were watching, you don't have to clap. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Gielan, I would love to meet up next time I'm in Valencia. It should be next April. Not sure the dates yet, but I'll let you know. Stuart, your new LP experience. All right, I'm going to subscribe. I assume it's one of those 5 to 8 day things where I get a little bit about the song each day or about the album. I can't wait to see what you did. I'll subscribe. I'll subscribe now. Well, not right now. Once I get off this broadcast. Yeah. All right. That's going to do it. I will see you on Thursday. And if you have requests, put them in the comments, please. And, all the other stuff. Share this with your friends. Be good. Don't be a jerk. If you are a jerk, say sorry. What else? That's it. Don't play with shorts on like I am. And good.